Hello everyone, this is Nadasfan, and for those of you who've been following the Twin Cities Tech Tigers Dynasty over on Machinima Sports, this is some supplemental information for you. Starting off with a look around at what's going on in the NCAA as a whole here in my Dynasty. Here we're advancing to Week 4. We've just lost to Oregon on the road, our first road game. And here we have a committed player, Tucker, a cornerback, only a 3-star caliber from Tennessee, it looks like, but we do have a commit nonetheless. So it's advancing to Week 4, and you'll see we have Utah coming into our place next, and they are undefeated 3-0 and ranked 18. So here you come into the Dynasty Hub here, and you've got top stories as we toggle through those with the right button, left button a little bit here. And you'll see some of the top stories there, as there's Utah taking care of their game. They're our next opponent. So you can kind of get a sense of what everyone else is doing as far as the other teams in the NCAA. So from there, you can move on down and see your scores and schedules. More importantly, you can see the top 25 polls. So let's take a look at where they stand here. After our loss to Oregon, we would expect that we drop a little bit. Alabama number 1, Boise State, Oregon, Wisconsin, Georgia Tech, Ohio State, Miami, and so on. You can see there, and we'll see where TCT stands after the loss to Oregon on the road. Oregon was ranked higher, so it's not a complete surprise. But there you see we are at number 22. So we've dropped to 22 with the loss. Right behind Oklahoma and North Carolina, but right up in front of Penn State, Pittsburgh, LSU to round out the top 25. So number 22 is where the Tigers stand right now. We look at the Big Ten standings, which doesn't mean a whole lot because Big Ten play has not started, but as far as their non-conference goes, Twin Cities Tech 2-1 and rank about 6th, or about middle of the pack of the Big Ten right now. With that record. So again, Big Ten play has not started yet, but that's where that stands. A look at the Heisman watch here. Mark Ingram, who in real life started the season off injured, but he leads the board there. Case Keenum right behind him. Kellen Moore. Then you got Broyles, and then right under that you have Jones there. So there are your 5 leading Heisman candidates in the Heisman watch as it stands here. After 4 games. Here's a look at the NCAA Players of the Week. You got Moore from USC and Fanuzzi from Rice, it looks like. And then you can also toggle this to go by conference. So we'll check out the Big Ten Players of the Week as it's represented both on defense and offense there. So there's just a little look of the rundown of the NCAA. So from there, we'll move into some recruiting as it pertains to Twin Cities Tech here. So I'll just say right off the bat, I'm not spending large amount of times on the recruiting. I'm doing just a little bit of the recruiting, and then I'm turning it over to simulate by the computer for most of it. So what I'm looking at is spending some time with the higher caliber guys, just as I do in my Minnesota Golden Gopher Dynasty. Of course, they don't attract as many 4- and 5-star players as Twin Cities Tech does here. But here's just kind of a look at some of the things that you can check out. If the interest has gone up or down on a player, you can see what they're most interested in. If you've unlocked those from talking them in visits, you can see their attributes, those kind of things. So this is kind of the roundup. The recruit reports. So from there you can check out your promises, your recruit plan. Here you see the team needs, and you can go in and assist, bump the assistants at any time. So quite a few ways to get at your recruits here to see the information you want to see. So going on into actually talking here, this is a prospect who's going to be making a visit. So we want to plan his itinerary for when he does actually visit campus here. At least I think I will here in a second. Actually, we're going to call him first, and so we're saying 30 minutes here. He was offered a scholarship and he committed. So right there, we get a guy who's a 4-star guy. So that's going to be a big boost to the program, as he's a hard commit to Twin Cities Tech now. So that's a big time. That's big time getting a 4-star defensive end. We'll take that. Now here is a campus visit itinerary. So we'll go to the things that are very high on his list, and if they match up with our strengths, then we'll choose those for things to do while he's in town. So and some of these unknown, even though it's an A in our strength, so even though it's unknown, we'll go ahead and schedule one of those. Now that one's an A plus, so we'll go there. So you try to work to your strengths and to what they're interested in. And he says, I can't wait to visit campus. So, but here we're going to also talk to him here. So this is another 4-star DN. So you get a random topic and you see what kind of interest it is to him if it's known. Otherwise, you try to find out. And you go on in here. You can make people promises. You can compare what you have to offer to the other schools that they're interested in. And you want to only do that, of course, if it's in your favor. You don't want to point out your faults to the other school's strengths, but you can play that card and actually bump the other teams down in their points. But you see, this guy we're talking to specifically, we're going to make a promise here. We need to kind of up what we're doing with him because we're number 2 on his list to North Carolina, or actually, I'm sorry, we're number 3 on his list to Iowa and North Carolina. So we've got some ground to make up with him, and we should really be spending more time with him than I am here. But like I said, I don't devote a whole lot of time to recruiting. I do a little bit for the purposes of showing you what's going on with my recruits here, and then I hand over most of the hours of recruiting to the computer. So just enough to get a touch of it. But so here you go, we're rounding off our call to Devin Johnson. It looked like we gained some really decent points with him. Made him a promise and all that. So hopefully we'll bounce up his board a little bit. So here you go. This is a D tackle here, Shedrick Evans, that we're going to talk to next. Just giving you some examples of how the recruiting kind of goes down here. You can see how the topics randomly come up. You can change the topic once a call if it's something that really is not your strength and or something he's really not interested in. You can make all those changes. Here we did a straight comparison against Pitt, who wasn't even in his top 3, but we dropped Pitt down some points. And every once in a while here you get this, a coach's choice. When you've earned enough points or prestige, you get a choice to ask him what you, or leave the topic to what you want. Which is kind of nice. So you can pick your strengths there. So there's a call rounded off there to Evans, the D tackle. Moving on down the list, just giving you a sense of what's here. Again, and I'm not going to worry with the lower caliber prospects. I'll let the computer take that. But here's another campus activities itinerary we're filling out here. You see pro potential is very high on his list. We'll talk about that, even though we're only a B. He's above average on that last one there, so we check that. So trying to work to our strengths and to what they want to see is really how you do it here. So DeMarcus Harrison, once again, here we are number 2 on this guy's list to Clemson, so we got to gain some ground. Really trying to work up that D line here, going up for a lot of these prospects, and hopefully we'll land a few. So it's been nice that we've already had a couple people commit, and the on-field success only helps that out more. Your ranking, if you can pull off a ranking, that'll help you attract some of these guys. So all that on-the-field stuff, translates to helping in the recruiting as well. So we'll just move on down our board here, and we're going to set another campus visit list here. Actually, we already did for that player, so we're going to go on to Will Hargrove here. And of course, these are all made up prospects. These aren't actual real live high school prospects. The names are just randomly generated. So here we see we're not even on this guy's top 3 here. So, but rolling the dice and trying to maybe get him some interest in us. you never know. So just working on that, working him in. So from here, just fly through another couple examples of players here, as these are just little snippets of the guys we're going after. So the names don't really mean as much as anything. Or really doesn't mean a whole lot because they're all fictitious anyway. But it just adds to the to the element of the mode, is that you can get in as involved as you want to or as little as you want to in the recruiting, and leave the rest of the computer if it's not your thing. But it definitely adds some immersiveness into the mode to be able to do that. So come on back. I'll be watching Machinima Sports for the next episode where we take on Utah at home, and come on back here for the supplemental info whenever you can. This is Nadasfan. I will talk to you soon.